Hello and welcome. This is Diana, and you are watching Holistic Vibes. This is going to be a money reading. So as always, just take what resonates, leave the rest. We'll see what comes out and go from there, yeah? If there's anything that needs to be transmuted, we will in fact do that. So right now you could quite possibly be kind of reflecting in regards to through your alone time, through like your meditation practices, like stepping into like, whoa, okay, this is a lot. So it's again, there could be like a pioneering energy, like a identification of like the attribute of being alone with oneself versus being in a state of isolation. You quite possibly may want to like journal it out, understand like you could be like, ooh, they're kind of saying what it is like somebody was a pioneer and you didn't necessarily see what realities, parallel realities, like connection through whatever. I mean, you could be a gambler, you could have gambling traits, you can have it in your family, right? It can be all like something that you're kind of understanding. You could also have ill health. You could be connected to a charity, or you could want to give charity to a counterpart or to a partnership that should have been. They're just kind of saying there's a lot of like reflecting that is currently taking place in your reality. That's a lot of information in 2 minutes. And it also could be like where kind of understanding like where you got duped or where you allowed people, could be with real estate, and there could be divine justice taking place, right? And that obviously doesn't happen overnight. Like you could have gone into a bad deal thinking, and it could have like, because whenever we get into, yeah, there's some kind of a network that was like a false reality matrix. I don't know, that's just what they're saying, right? And it's because here's the thing. When you are light, you are going to attract dark because you end up looking so much yummier in the astral realm, in the etheric realm, right? And so like honoring like where you felt unstable or where you didn't see the gap or where someone took advantage of you that you didn't see it clearly, right? Because we tend to, when we're looking at these attributes, or these negative connotations that we've picked up, right? It's easy to see a vice and demonize it, but in actuality, it's just expressing where your neurons are firing and they need to be rewired, right? The where you need to understand maybe where possession, your impulse possession was, it's like a drive, it's a drive response, right? And so like maybe it's affecting your health, maybe it's affecting like the way that you look at people. Maybe if you've had people burned and in your core heart you thought, damn, I thought they were a great person, and in fact all the actions that they show you is that they're a shitty person, right? And what I'm getting is that's kind of like messing with the who you are, the how you're perceiving. Because you're in fact thinking, well, damn, I swear to God, I saw wings on that person. Like, or I felt like they were like soul family. How did that happen? And in actuality, it's like the divine is always opening up the pathway. And if you're pulling from a lower paradigm, then guess what? You're going to be attracting lower vibrational frequencies. And the question is like, even though they do you wrong, even though It's kind of hard because what this is it's kind of like going against the humanitarian in you, or mm, it's kind of interesting because like somebody played on your weakness. Like somebody was legit struggling is what they're showing me, and you were supposed to help them, but instead you allowed somebody to intervene and talk you out of helping them because of what was stated. And I don't know why. But whatever is going to happen, it's like somebody's going to offer you the foundational experiences that you need to get into a healthy 3D reality. It's like understanding how to manage money, understanding how to do markets, um, following your passions, no longer letting like a drive for survival to be your shadow attributes. It's kind of like as you're getting into the core understanding of like mm, what is truly meant for you. Like if you move it being protected, how do you attract? I don't know, but there's a lot of energy moving and there's a lot of fidginess in the energy, right? So you may have ants in your pants. You may not be able to sit still. Like you can, mm, it's like taking a giant leaps forward and betting on yourself. Mm. And it's hard, right? It's hard to stay in a state of humbleness, in a state of reflectiveness, if you are in fight or flight. If you are in a state of impediment, or you like things have not lined up like the way you foresaw them to be, um and they're really like emphasizing the energy of what it feels like to have something you've bet on or that you believed, and then you come to a realization that it's all bullshit, right? Like, and how you're tired of operating out of a gray and how you want to operate out of a vibrational frequency of truth. Like, no longer feeding into the lies, no longer just saying, I'm going to take what people are saying for granted. And it's kind of like what they're showing me is like protesters, and they're like, oh, we're just natural people from the neighborhood, and they come to find out there's nobody there that's from Minnesota or from the location, right? Wherever it happens to be at. It's kind of like they're showing me there's a ripping off of your own band-aid. Whatever it is in your reality, you're starting to push a narrative or ask for clarity and understanding through like what is truth, what is a lie. um how am I my own hero? How am I pioneering my own path? It's like these are all things that you're looking, what does it mean to be healthy? What does it mean to have healthy financial awareness? And it's like through the clarity of however maybe you're formatting a charity, maybe you are looking into real estate, maybe you've understood how other people have been operating in real estate, maybe you had somebody who taught you this stuff and you want to push this information forward, right? Whatever like you've taken and honored forward, like be it networking or be it like operating in your own truth where you've had your shortfalls. I'm seeing alcoholism and gambling. You could have pornography or sex addiction or any of these different facets, right? Because we all take on different ways to like solidify and soften the nervous system, so we fill in the gap, so we're not in fight or flight, or we're not uncomfortable, or we're not in a state of impediment, right? And so like by you honoring like whatever you've been journaling out is what they're saying, that is going to help you proceed forward in whatever it is that you're unfolding next. Like you're going to know what that looks like. Because they're saying it's like horribly obvious as far as like what path you need to go down or go towards. And I feel like I'm missing a card, but I don't think I am. which is kind of interesting. So you could very well be like thinking it's one thing, but in actuality, you're not looking at from, they're saying it's a 360 view, right? So like completely on the opposite end, or doing it, looking at every single facet of each, interaction is what they just said. I don't know, but there's something in regards to like an unstoppable partnership that will be divine justice. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there. If something in this resonated with you, feel free to put it in the comments, add your input, what parts of it resonated with you, right? Through your connection to nature, like you're gonna gain self-satisfaction. I'm talking to somebody out there who doesn't believe that it can be obtained, but just because your journeys were in parallel realities doesn't mean that you guys weren't doing the same type of work. So you might need to step aside or put aside the differences that you're holding on to or the things that you're projecting out, right? Because I'm kind of getting somebody is contemplating whether or not it's a divine partnership. And so you have to really get into a state um, where you're facing whatever you're encountering head on, and lean on the divine, because I'll tell you what, if you are struggling out there and you've just been praying for financial abundance, know that you can randomly just get like a lump sum like on your doorstep, right? Like there are things people can just gift it to you. You can be at the grocery store and somebody could pay for your food behind you. It's like God is going to start moving through this collective in a way where all your hopes